only gone for 2 nights. I am heading out to Carnation, Washington this morning, and I'm going to take you along with me. And why am I going to Carnation, Washington? I am participating in the Beat the Blerch half marathon. So I have 4 hours to kill. During that time, we are going to discuss RunDisney. I was recently tagged in Kristen's latest training video. She is doing the Dare to Dopey training series, and she tagged me on 11 RunDisney questions. So that's what we're gonna do for the next 4 hours. Yikes. But first, it is Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I have to get mascara before we head out of town. It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. One of my very favorites. Finally on the road. I am an hour past the time that I actually wanted to be heading out the door. It's all right. It's 4 hours away. We're going to be okay. Let's head into question number 1. Question number 1. How did I hear about RunDisney? Well, like many of you, I didn't even know Disney did races. In 2009 is when I started to seriously train for my very first half marathon. And I didn't know what race I was going to do yet, but I had started training. And I was one of those people that subscribed to every magazine that had running information. I bought books, but one in particular was Runner's World magazine. And in the back of the magazine, it would list races all over the country and overseas. And I saw a half marathon at Disneyland. Ah, who knew? And Disneyland was a vacation destination that I grew up with. My family would make a trek every other year to Disneyland. So of course, that is where I was going to go for my very first half marathon. The happiest place on earth. Nothing could go wrong. And to let you know, nothing did go wrong. Here's a photo of my very first half marathon, and it was at Disneyland. Anyone else remember those tags that you would have to wind in between your shoelaces? Those were timing chips, children, of long ago. Coffee break and potty stops. Question number 2, after my pumpkin drink here. How many RunDisney races have I run? Well, if you count all distances, 5Ks, 10Ks, half, fulls, and now the new 10-miler from Springtime Surprise, and if you add in both Disneyland and Disney World, I have done 54 in-person races. 54. Imagine the money I would have if I had not run 54 RunDisney races. Pumpkin cold brew. I am right outside of Vantage, Washington, kind of the halfway point between Spokane and Seattle, for question number 3. What is my favorite race weekend or RunDisney race? Well, now I've done, like I've said, Disneyland and Disney World. I've done all 4 at Disneyland or at Disney World, Wine and Dine, Marathon Weekend, Springtime Surprise, Star Wars, which one am I missing? Princess, plus the Dumbo Double Dare. But I'm going to have to say my favorite race weekend is Marathon Weekend in January. The excitement and the energy, there is nothing like it. And that would lead up to what my favorite RunDisney race is. That would be the full marathon. Well, you know what? Maybe not so much anymore. I'm going to take that back because recently they've changed it. We used to go through the ESPN Wide World of Sports, and I loved that. They took that away, and then the The one year we went through Blizzard Beach, and then the next year we just did the parking lot of Blizzard Beach. So I'm going to say, no, that's not my favorite one anymore. I guess I'm going to have to say my favorite Run Disney race now are any of the 5Ks, because people come out with their grandiose, if that's a word, costume, and I love looking at all the costumes at the 5Ks. So my favorite race weekend is marathon weekend. My favorite race, any of the 5Ks. Enjoy this view. We are at mile marker 101 at the Fruit and Antique Mall for question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite park to run through? Now, the haters are going to hate, because I think most everybody believes that it's Magic Kingdom because of running through the castle, which, yes, that is very magical. I agree. But my favorite has to be running through Epcot. And I say that because most of the finish lines that I've done races there have ended outside of Epcot. And especially for the full marathon after Dopey, you are so tired and so exhausted, both emotionally and physically, that final lap around Epcot, that miracle mile, let's say, and all of the cast members that are out cheering you on. And by the time I get there, the parks are open and there are guests that aren't running. They're just there to enjoy the park. They're there yelling and screaming your name and cheering you on. So as much as Magic Kingdom is very magical, I gotta say, my favorite park is Epcot. Now, we're gonna have to take it inside, back home, 200 miles for question number 5. What is my favorite Run Disney race medal? Well, all my medals, whether they're Run Disney or not, have special meaning. And I think any runner will tell you this. It depends on the race location, who's with you. If there was something important or sad or happy going on in your life at that time, that medal will reflect that. But I want to show you 3 medals. This one was for my first accomplishment. This was my very first Run Disney race medal. This was for the 2009 Disneyland Half Marathon, back when Disneyland used to have races. Can we please bring those back? This one commemorates something that could have happened. As you all know, in 2017, the half marathon for the Dopey Challenge, which I was participating in, was canceled because of weather. They gave us these race medals anyway, and I still believe I earned it because I did put in the miles. But my favorite medal continues to be, let's head on over there. I went back to Disney World the year after that half marathon was canceled so that I could earn this medal right here. In 2018, I finally was able to complete the Dopey Challenge to earn this gorgeous Dopey medal, which continues to be my very favorite medal of any Run Disney races. I finally made it to Issaquah, and I am staying at the Hilton Garden Inn for question number 6. What are 3 songs on my Run Disney playlist? Well, I guess I could lie and just tell you 3 songs, but for the past couple of years, I have been listening to podcasts. I really don't do a lot of music, so I want to share with you 3 of my favorite podcasts. The first one is Runners Without Limits. That is with Heather and Jen. They are 2 lovely ladies. They really are. They are so genuine and just, they're not snobby. They're just good people. And if you don't subscribe to that, stop this video right now and go to Spotify or iTunes or whatever you need to do, and you subscribe to Runners Without Limits. They're just good people. The second one is Unlocking the Magic with Bruce and Connie. They're a young couple. Well, I don't know how young, they've got like teenagers, so they couldn't be too young. But anyway, they're hilarious. And they talk about Disney, very little Run Disney, and sometimes they talk about that other place, that, I don't know, Universal? I don't know. And the last podcast, I even hate to mention it because they're not even on the air anymore. And when they were deciding to quit their podcast, they at least gave us a heads up. So I downloaded many of their episodes, and it's Not Real Runners podcast. And it is John and Sarah, and they are a young couple, not together couple. They're both married to other people, but they are hilarious. And I hate to mention them because it's like telling you about a restaurant that's closed. But they're hilarious. I was only able to download about 10 of their episodes, but I listen to them all the time and I laugh still. So those are my 3 suggestions. 2 of them you can actually do. Oh, question number 7, as I'm setting up my kitchen here, is do you run Disney or do you run for a PR or do you try to PR? I don't know what the question is. I'm going to put it right there. Something about, do I PR? No, I don't. No. I train really hard for a good proof of time so that I can get in one of those high starting groups, either a 1 or a 2. That way, I can stop along the course at any of the character stops that I want and not have to worry about those pesky balloon ladies. Been cooped up in the car for nearly 4 hours, so I thought I'd take a little walk to answer question number 8. What characters do I stop for? Well, I think it would be rude not to stop for Mickey. I mean, gosh, it is Disney after all. And I love Marie from Aristocats, so if I see her on the course, I will always stop for her. And of course, Dopey. Come on. We are dopey runners after all. Oh, yeah, and anybody with a large martini glass. And I have to slip this one in. It's not Disney related at all, but it is a duck. And does anyone know who Puddles is the mascot for? It's in the Pacific Northwest. I am starving, so I am glad we are on question number 9, which is, what is your favorite pre- and post-race meal? Well, post-race, let's start with that. I always head, if it's a half marathon or a full marathon, I always head to Disney Springs to the daily poutine, and I have a serving of poutine. Now it's a walk-up eatery, and a lot of people are haters. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. And they have some libations there that are pretty tasty. Now as far as pre-race, well, I usually eat in the room, obviously, and I stock up on things that I bring from home. Bagel with peanut butter, bananas, an egg maybe, oatmeal, instant oatmeal that I can make in the room, a power bar. What else do I eat? Coffee and lots of water. I gotta eat. I'm starving. Question number 10. What is your favorite costume that you've ran in? Now, this answer has changed since the last time I did these Run Disney tags back in, I think, 2019. But just like then, I can't decide. So right now, my 2 favorite would be my Dole Whip costume that I wore for the Dopey 5K. And then I'm going to have to say Little Orange Bird. And I did that one. I wore Orange Bird for the 10K for Springtime Surprise. I do want to give a shout out to 2 of my favorite non-Disney related costumes. The first is my birthday cake costume. I wore that on my birthday for the Eugene 5K back, gosh, a long time ago. It was my birthday. I had to wear my birthday suit, right? And then I did the Seattle Rock and Roll Half Marathon, and I had to wear my favorite spice, a pumpkin spice frappuccino. And our final question, question number 11, what costume are you most looking forward to run in or most excited to run in? I don't know. Again, I'll put it right there. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I will tell you it will be in February for the Princess Half Marathon weekend. All three are going to be fabulous. I'm making two and I'm purchasing one. So you're just going to need to stay tuned to find out what those are. I want to thank Kristen from Running and Makeup for tagging me on these Run Disney questions. This is a lot of fun, and some of my answers have changed since I did this in 2019. So it's kind of fun to see how my running has evolved and my likes and dislikes. So I hope you enjoyed this too, and I'll see you real soon.